So for our sermon today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about where we stay and work in DC, and then I'm going to tell you a little about my own thoughts. So we stayed in a youth hostel in DC. It's run by Hosteling International, which has hostels all over the United States and across the world. They have very nice accommodations. There's a kitchen that we cooked in twice, and we made our lunches in there. It was big enough for like multiple groups to be working at the same time, so that was very cool. And then they had several common rooms equipped with things like TVs and pool tables and couches for us to, be together and hang out in. And then the rooms each had 5 sets of bunk beds, so 10 beds total, and mirrors and things like that. And then the bathrooms were separate, and they were all very clean and well equipped. The staff of the hostel was also very nice. They helped pick the winner of the thank you note challenge, so they read all of the thank you notes that we sent to you guys. And they also help the hostel hold every day things that you can go out and do with the hostel. We personally didn't do any of those things because we were doing other things, but it was very cool that they had those opportunities for other people staying in the hostel. So every day we left the hostel and walked a couple blocks to a church where YSOP was hosted. And every day we met with the staff there and we'd talk and have our reflections, and then we would go out to our work sites. And so after a few wrong bus stops and a few times missing the metro every day, we would get to our work sites, which were most often schools or food kitchens. And then we'd work there for the day and come back to the church and do more reflections and then go back to the hostel. So that was kind of our day and where we worked and where we stayed while we were in DC. So now I'm going to say something about just my personal thoughts about the trip. This was my 3rd trip. I've been to California, Michigan, and Indianapolis with the church. So going into this trip, it was kind of like every other trip that I didn't really know exactly what to expect. I wasn't sure what work we would be doing. So getting on the van the first time, which I actually didn't do this time because I met them in DC, but pretend I did. Getting onto the van, I had the same thoughts in my head that I did every other trip, but I didn't realize exactly how different this trip was going to be. On other mission trips, we've done a lot of indirect service, whether it be cleaning or building things or whatever, but this trip was different because we were doing more direct work. So I got to see the people I was helping for the first time on a mission trip. So it was really awesome to be able to cook a meal and then sit down and share it with the people who were coming to enjoy it and who needed it, and actually talk to them and get to know them. It was really inspiring to see these people. They were very interested in one thing I was surprised about. They were very interested in me. So I thought maybe they would want to talk about themselves because when you struggle with homelessness, a lot of times you're in solitude. So I thought maybe they'd want to have someone to talk to about themselves, but they were really interested in where I was going to school and how my grades were and other things. So they wanted to know about my extracurricular activities. And so through talking to them, I really got to see how much I have in common with these people. And although the fact that they don't have a home to go home to every night, they are still just like me and they share common interests. And it was nice to see that even though they don't really have a stable situation, even as they left the door the night after dinner, they had a smile on their face, even though they were walking into uncertainty. So that was really awesome to see, and I'm happy that I was able to really get in touch with the people that I was working with. So this mission trip, and I think I can speak for pretty much everyone on the trip, was a lot different than others, and that we got to do direct work, and we really got to see the impact of what we were doing. So all in all, I was inspired by everyone that I met